Tick-tock, the first presidential primary just 2 days away. Did Mitt Romney's debate rivals make a dent in his armor? We'll show you just how contentious it got. Hello, everyone. I'm Don Lemon. Thank you for joining us. After all the debates, all the rallies, and all the stops in small-town diners, Mitt Romney looks like the man to beat in Tuesday's New Hampshire primary. Let's go to Manchester now. That's where CNN political director Mr. Mark Preston is standing by, along with CNN's political correspondent Jim Acosta. Guys, good to see you again. Just saw you a couple minutes ago. Jim, I'm going to start with you because I know you've been on the road today tracking the Romney campaign. So tell us what's going on with a little more than 1 day left to go.
That's right, John. Well, as you know, we've been talking about this. It's going to take a Tim Tebow-style comeback for one of these other contenders to beat Mitt Romney here in New Hampshire, but they are seizing on some comments that the former Massachusetts governor made earlier today in Rochester, New Hampshire, when Romney was talking about how he understands the struggles in today's economy. He made some pretty interesting comments, and his opponents are seizing on them big time. Let's listen to what he had to say.
I know what it's like to worry whether you're going to get fired. There were a couple of times I wondered whether I was going to get a pink slip. And I care very deeply about the American people. And it frightens me to see a president who has made so many mistakes when people are hurting so badly.
Now, it's worth noting that Mitt Romney, you know, he is the son of George Romney, who was a presidential candidate, governor of Michigan, the president of American Motor Cars. So he led by, I think by most accounts, a fairly privileged life. But we asked the Romney campaign, well, what did Governor Romney mean when he said that? And I talked to a spokeswoman, got an email from a spokeswoman who said, well, when he got out of college, there were moments in that early part of his career when his employment was not a sure thing. And so, you know, Mitt Romney is obviously a target out here on the campaign trail. And at an event earlier this evening in Exeter, there were some protesters at an event that he was at with Chris Christie, one of his top surrogates, and there were protesters yelling, "Mitt kills jobs, Mitt kills jobs," basically talking about Mitt Romney's days as the head of Bain Capital, a venture capital firm that at times did downsize some companies. And then those same protesters tried to go after Chris Christie and said Christie kills jobs. They were chanting Christie kills jobs. And that's when the New Jersey governor went after those protesters. Here's what he had to say.
Americans are right to be angry. They're right to be disappointed in a government that in Washington, D.C. is doing nothing but posturing and bickering and solving nothing for the people who wind up needing to get this done. Really? You know, some may go down tonight, but it ain't going to be jobs, sweetheart.
Wow, so there was Chris Christie with a very Chris Christie-style moment. And, you know, just to tie this all together, Don, there is a common thread in all of this, and that is, as I said earlier, Mitt Romney's time at Bain Capital. Part of the reason why you heard Mitt Romney talking about those times in his life when he was worried about his paycheck, and the reason why you heard those protesters heckling Chris Christie and Mitt Romney is because of this issue of Mitt Romney's time at Bain Capital. And I have to tell you, Don, the Newt Gingrich forces are going after Romney on this issue big time. There is a pro-Gingrich super PAC called Winning Our Future that is coming out with a 30-minute documentary that highlights some of the job losses that occurred when Mitt Romney was in charge of Bain Capital. It's going to be a big issue in the coming days.
Yeah, well, and I don't want to get too in the weeds here, but it's going to get very interesting. I mean, what did he say there, Mark? Did you hear it, sweetheart? That's not going to go over well with a lot of folks, and comments like that aren't going to help. But still, he is in good position, Romney is.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, Mitt Romney will win on Tuesday night. It's a foregone conclusion. He has the money. He has the ground game. He's been working this ever since he lost on the Republican presidential nomination in 2008. The big question is, how will he use his victory here now in New Hampshire and propel ahead to South Carolina? And when he gets down there, can he win South Carolina, a state that is considered to be difficult for him because he is Mormon? Evangelical voters really seem to have a grip on that state, but the polling shows that he could do well down there. But, Don, specifically what I'll be looking at on Tuesday night, what you will, what Jim will, is who comes in second place, who comes in third place. Will Rick Santorum be able to continue his rise up and show that he is the conservative alternative? Will Newt Gingrich try to grab that mantle back? And what happens to Ron Paul? We don't talk a whole lot about Ron Paul, but he always has a steady show of support. He did come in third in Iowa. Good chance he could come in second on Tuesday night here in New Hampshire.